Markers have been placed on the seat backs to help you maintain proper physical distancing. Please ensure facial coverings are worn during today's presentation and throughout your stay in the park. Once today's presentation is finished, we ask that you please remain seated. One of our operations ambassadors will direct each section to exit the stadium. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for those of you sitting in the first 15 rows, you are in the soak zone. There's a good chance that during our experience today, you'll be getting very, very wet. If you want to avoid being soaked with ice-cold salt water, you might want to move to higher and drier ground.
They come from adversity and challenge. They come from farmhouses and high-rise doing things you could never imagine. To those who dedicate their lives to protecting ours, we send our thanks and offer complimentary admission to any Busch Gardens or Seaworld Park.
Hello everyone, my name is Leah, this is Amy, and our Rescuing American Bald Eagle Rainier. On behalf of all of us here at SeaWorld, we would like to take this moment to show our support to the men and women of our armed forces, as well as the first responders who have worked so tirelessly during this pandemic. We proudly welcome you and your families, and at this time, as getting past all present members of the United States military, any of our allies from around the world, and the first responders to please rise. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring these men, women, and their families. We thank you for your service. Orca Encounter will begin in just a few moments. But first, we'd like to show you a short film about the Ursinus orca and its place in the world that we all share.
The ocean covers over 70% of the Earth's surface and is essential to all life, both in the sea and on land. There's one animal that is the perfect ambassador for the ocean, and that's the Ursinus orca, or killer whale. In just a few minutes, you'll meet SeaWorld's killer whales. First though, let's find out more about these remarkable animals. Ursinus orca, or the killer whale, is the most widely distributed mammal on Earth. They can be found throughout the ocean, all around the world, including in the Arctic, the Atlantic, the Southern, the Indian, and the Pacific Oceans. No other single marine species lives in as many different ocean habitats or is as directly reliant on as many different types of marine life as the killer whale. More than any other marine animal, the Ursinus orca is the very embodiment of our shared global ocean. Until about 2 decades ago, scientists didn't know that there were actually several different varieties or ecotypes of killer whales. With effort and observation, however, we discovered that there are actually 10 distinct ecotypes, each differing in size, behavior, diet, lifestyle, and appearance. A striking characteristic of the orca is their black and white skin. This camouflage is called disruptive coloration. In a murky environment, this coloration can make them difficult to detect. Killer whales are counter-shaded. Their top surface is darker than their surface underneath. From below, looking up, they blend in with the light from above. From above, looking down, they're invisible against the dark. Killer whales are warm-blooded and breathe air just like we do. Killer whales are the largest members of the Delphinidae, or dolphin family. As you can see, they have impressive physical characteristics. Orcas have keen eyesight, both above and below the water. The dorsal fin of an adult male can be up to 6 feet in height. The powerful pectoral flippers and tail fluke can propel them through the water at a high rate of speed with great maneuverability. Their top speed is nearly 30 miles per hour. Killer whales use echolocation to hunt and to communicate. Communication is also accomplished through tail slaps, breaching, and vocalizations. You'll experience a variety of natural killer whale behaviors during orca encounter today. We ask our whales to replicate natural behaviors such as breaching, spy hopping, and tail slaps. While all awe-inspiring and entertaining for our guests, these behaviors are also essential to maintaining the health and well-being of the killer whales in our care. Much remains to be understood regarding the Orchinus orca. One thing we do know, however, is that across the globe, they face real challenges as the general health of the prey populations and habitats on which killer whales depend suffer due to changes in the environment. In just a few moments, you'll encounter Seaworld's killer whales and learn even more about these fascinating animals. As the most widely distributed mammal on Earth, the killer whale is uniquely positioned to represent the beauty, power, and fragility of the ocean.
Hello everyone, my name is Mimi, and on behalf of our entire killer whale training team, I'd like to welcome you to Orca Encounter. You know, being a part of SeaWorld's mission is more than just a job. We are proud of what we do, and it is a privilege to care for, build relationships with, teach, and learn from our whales. Now more than ever, we are honored to share what we've learned with all of you here today and for many more years to come. We all recognize a new way of doing things, wearing face coverings and practicing social distancing. Did everyone bring their masks with them today? And are we all wearing them properly? Yeah. Well, we ask that for the entire duration of your stay here with us at SeaWorld, that you please wear your mask or face covering. We appreciate your cooperation as we navigate this process. At the end of the presentation, please remain seated. Our operations staff members will help facilitate a safe and timely exit of all of our guests. We thank you so much for your patience, and we hope you enjoy Orca Encounter.
Interconnected ocean. A vast fluid expanse critical to life on Earth. And there's no better animal to represent the ocean's beauty than the killer whale.
They live in every corner of the ocean, from the Arctic to the Atlantic, the Southern to the Indian, to the Pacific and beyond.
The killer whale story is the ocean story, and it's one we all share.
We are one world, united by our ocean.
You hear
and problem-solving abilities. You know, these behaviors help keep our whales active and engaged. Seaworld's killer whales have inspired generations to care about our natural world, and we're excited to share their story with all of you here today.
Killer whales are the ocean's top predator. They use cooperation and communication, not just size and strength, to take their place at the top of the ocean's floor. At the bottom are small animals, like krill. At the top, the apex predator, the killer whale. Killer whales are as big as a bus, faster than an Olympic swimmer, high-flying and powerful.
We're going to see all of that today and more. These and other behaviors provide an environment that's full of enrichment.
We spend days, weeks, months, years building relationships with our whales. This creates trust, and that allows us to do some amazing things. For example, when you visit the doctor, you present your arm to draw blood, or step on the scale to see how much you weigh. It's much the same with our whales.
Throughout today's experience, you'll see our whales moving together in unison. These synchronized behaviors allow them to strengthen their social bonds and problem solve as a group. This is just one of the many adaptations that makes the killer whale the top predator of the ocean. Their scientific name is Orca orca, but they're more commonly known as killer whales. And here at SeaWorld, all 5 members of our pod have their own individual names and identities. The first is Katina, our matriarch and leader at 44 years old. Next, we have our 2 female killer whales, Nalani and Malia. And last but not least, our 2 male killer whales, Trua and Makayo, who you'll be meeting in just a moment. Now, the whales trust us, and they take an active role in their own health and well-being. So think about when you go to the doctor, and your doctor asks you for a blood sample. You know to hold out your arm, and your doctor will take that blood sample from the inside of your elbow. You're trained to help the doctor help you take care of your bodies. And it's the same with our whales. So Justin here is interacting with Trua, our 14-year-old male killer whale. He's going to be doing something pretty interesting today. Now, for our younger animals, we like to track their growth. When killer whales are first born, they're going to be between 6 and 7 feet long and weigh up to 350 pounds. And we want to see how much they grow over the course of their lives. Now, the killer whales are trained to present different parts of their bodies to us. So we're going to show you here, Justin's going to be measuring Trua's pectoral flipper. Now when Trua's full grown, his flipper could be about the size of a car door. And we want to see how much it grows over the course of his life. We'll take these measurements a few times a month so that we can see how Trua's growth is tracked throughout the year. So we can, thank you Justin, we can measure Trua's pectoral flippers, his tail flukes, and different parts of his body. Now we're also able to train the animals, something that you're all trained for as well. Now think about, again, when you go to the doctor, you know to step onto a scale to see how much you weigh. Well, in one of our adjacent pools, we have a killer whale size scale that we can train them to slide their entire bodies up onto. And Makayo is going to demonstrate this with you here in the slide out. Here he is. Excellent. Makayo is the youngest member of our killer whale family at 9 years old. He's actually going to be turning 10 in October. Now get a good look at Makayo's entire body. You'll notice that from his dorsal fin all the way down to his tail flukes is a very muscular part of his body called his peduncle. With him keeping his tail in the water, we would be missing out on all of that weight. So to fix this problem, we can ask Makayo to hold his entire body up and out of the water. Excellent, and just like that, that's how Makayo would properly weigh himself. Now this is a behavior that you may see over the course of our presentation, but note that it is one of the most critical husbandry behaviors and one of the first that we train our whales to do. Now we weigh our younger whales to make sure they're growing properly, and our older killer whales to make sure they're maintaining a healthy weight.
And the care isn't just physical. Mental stimulation and play are vital, and we surprise and engage with our whales at every opportunity. Play is how killer whales teach their young to hunt. And for the adults, play is important too. It seems that they just enjoy having fun. Making time for play is an important part of life for killer whales, and for us.
Well, hi everyone, I'm over on the left-hand side of the pool, and I have a question for all of you guys today. Do you like to play? Yeah, we're gonna have you put your masks on though. Excellent. Well, observational learning and mimicry play a critical role in the killer whale's lives. Now from the moment they're born, they'll learn by watching other animals and playing follow the leader with their mothers. Do you guys want to play follow the leader with my buddy Troy here today? All right, everyone in this section, go ahead and stand on up for me. Now the first thing we're going to do, you're going to keep your hands down at your sides, and you're going to march in place on the count of 3. You're going to get those knees up nice and high so Troy can see you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and march in place. Get those knees up, knees up, knees up. Yeah! Well, we pair different parts of our bodies with different parts of the killer whale's bodies. So feet to tail flukes, hands to pectoral flippers. If we spin around in a circle, Trua will do the same. Thank you guys so much for participating. You can go ahead and have a seat. Well, killer whales have often been seen jumping out of the water to spot their prey, get a better look at their surroundings, or even play. So my friend Justin is going to give Trua that hand signal to go ahead and do a second round. And when you see Trua do that nice big jump at stage, we're going to give him a round of applause. Excellent! Now an even more impressive jump, in my opinion, is called a breach. Now killer whales need to be able to communicate to all the different members of their pod. Now killer whales can travel in very large groups, so not only are they going to use their vocalizations from their blowhole, but they're going to use their body language as well. Leah, do they know the hand signal? Excellent. On the count of 3. 1, 2, and 3. Go ahead and give them the signal. All right, and Makayo is going to do that breach. He's going to go all the way down to